What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan has become a world-leading chip hub and a battleground as the U.S. pushes to reshore chip making. Will this change the game for Taiwan? Isabel Wong reports.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Surrounded by cheering Republican lawmakers, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed his One Big Beautiful Bill Act into law. This is part of his carrot and stick approach to give a 35% tax credit on chip-fed projects started in the U.S. before 2026, while threatening to impose tariffs on chip imports very soon. How worried should Taiwan's chip makers be about this? Tech analysts say the impact may be limited, especially when it comes to cutting-edge chips.
我们熟悉的10奈米以下的这个先进晶片啊，坦白讲是一点影响都没有。那个买方要卖账啊，你川普不管定多少的进口晶片的关税，高也好低也好，都不会台积电去外加的，不是台积电的成本负担，而是买家。
Aside from geopolitical tensions and national interests, are there more stories to tell about Taiwan's chip dominance? A Chip Odyssey is the first feature-length documentary about the history of Taiwan's semiconductor industry. It aims to bring people back to the 1970s and spotlight the unsung heroes who built the country's most critical industry.
我其实一直希望这个纪录片里面看到的还是人，看到的还是一个台湾的故事，看到的是这群人用了这样的一种技术跟努力，他怎么去创造了这个奇迹？我用我的旁白，用我采访这些人，收集这些故事的这种情怀吧，我被他们打动，然后我也要把这个部分给观众。
Taiwan has been on the headlines for years, but mostly just number and talking about the factory. There are people story behind it. So every technology success, there's a people very deeply human stories. And behind this human story, there's a conviction. Hopefully can humanize Taiwan as a keyword, not just become just a buzzword.
Since its release in mid-June, A Chip Odyssey has not only accumulated over $630,000 at the box office, it has also struck a chord with Taiwanese audiences.
今天我深深的引以为傲，就是我们台湾拥有台积电，它也陆续的在世界各地陆续的投资。那我觉得这真的是我们的护国神山。
现在台湾的半导体能够竞争亚洲发达，我想是因为当初的那一群那个年轻的工程师他们。
While some say they felt pride, others were moved to reflect on the past and the road ahead.
我整个影片结束的时候，其实我心非常的沉重了。我那时候我第一句话就告诉我说，那台湾接下来呢？ 接下来怎么走呢？那怎么样去突破现在的困境？那目前现在面临不管是美国的关税的问题，或者是说还有人才断炊的问题，还有现在教育的问题。
我很记得赵善哲讲过最后一句话，就是因为主要是我们现在台湾的不管是科技啊、经济或者是政治地位，都会有点压缩。那一句话就是要只许成功，不许失败，那才是我们对于我们自己。 就是最骄傲，但是也最该努力的一个地方。
A Chip Odyssey will begin to screen in overseas theaters starting this fall. By doing so, it aims to show a global audience that Taiwan's semiconductor journey is far more than a tech story. Instead, it's a result of sacrifice, belief, and relentless effort from a generation of engineers that built the nation's silicon shield. Alex Chen and Isabel Wang for TaiwanPlus.
A day in the life of Taiwan 100 years ago. That's what's seen in a film reel newly released by the Taiwan Film and Audiovisual Institute. The institute says the images from Taiwan's Japanese colonial period are the earliest known film footage shot on the island, though it has a distinctly Western perspective. Chris Gorn has more.
Villagers from Taiwan's indigenous communities line up for a Japanese imperial viceroy. This footage belongs to what are believed to be the earliest known moving images of Taiwan. The scenes come from a Dutch short film known as Formosa, just released by the Taiwan Film and Audiovisual Institute. The 7.5-minute silent film print is dated to 1922, but scholars say the footage may have been shot as early as 1917.
我的考证是没有错的话，它是旅行电影或旅游电影的其中的一部。它是到全世界各地，到非洲、亚洲各地，目的就是拍当地的奇风异俗。
The film shows various scenes of early 20th century life in Taiwan, such as work on the tea and sugarcane plantations that dominated the early economy of what was then a Japanese colony. Scholars also note the film, which is Dutch in origin but may have been shot by an American, has a distinctively Western perspective on Taiwan.
比较像一种介绍式的影片，那它的视角当然是蛮西方，就是给欧洲可能是中产阶级以上，他们在学校或是其他地方去认识亚洲这个地方。
The Institute says the release of the film and research published alongside it are part of an effort to showcase the history of Taiwan, while also ensuring local perspectives are included.
虽然他是外国人拍的，但他拍的是台湾的当时的情况。那我想从我们现在比较成熟的这个历史社会的这个背景上面，我们可以做更好的诠释。
The Institute hopes other historic images that remain overseas will soon come home as well, so future generations can see a fuller picture of Taiwan's past. Devin Tsai and Chris Gorin for TaiwanPlus.
From a pen to the belly of a tiger, it's not the deer this program aims to protect. By releasing prey animals, park officials hope to restore Thailand's tiger population and heal a damaged ecosystem. John Van Triest reports.
A lone tiger approaches a camera trap in the jungles of western Thailand, slowly prowling through the understory. It's a special moment caught on video, and one much more common than it used to be. In 2007, there were just around 40 of these big cats left here in the Western Forest Complex near the Myanmar border. But a joint project by Thailand's government and the World Wildlife Fund has slowly turned things around. Now there are about 200. Conservationists are thrilled. It's a rare bright spot in a part of the world where tiger numbers have collapsed.
Thailand's tiger recovery is extraordinary. It's extraordinary in the context of Southeast Asia. No other Southeast Asia country has an increasing tiger population.
And this is one of the secrets of the program's success, the sambar deer. These are native prey and great tiger food, but they've been in decline like the tigers. So, 5 years ago, the program started releasing captive deer back into the wild.
Previously, the tigers and the sambar deer both disappeared from here. If some animals disappear from the food chain, it will cause the ecosystem in that area to be incomplete. We consider what we're doing a very good activity.
But while some of these deer will end up as a tiger's meal, conservationists say they've shown themselves adaptable and resilient, and even able to thrive. Most go on to reproduce, bringing a second species back from the brink.
The purpose of releasing sambar deer is not solely to serve as prey to predatory animals, but because the population was small, we wanted to preserve the species of deer to have a higher population first.
This kind of eco-initiative isn't exactly new. Prey release projects have been going on in Africa for years. But for Southeast Asia, this tiger and deer project is a starting point. As tigers settle permanently in this corner of Thailand, other release programs are starting in neighboring Cambodia and Malaysia, bringing species and ecosystems out of decline in a region that's seen its fair share of ecological destruction. Luffy Lee and John Van Triest for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today we leave you with more historic images of Taiwan from 100 years ago, taken from the newly released documentary Formosa. I'm Leslie Liao. Take care and see you next time.